Chapter 10. Bahia. Tari and Alma are eagerly looking out of the small passenger seat window, observing the plane's descent over Bahia. Clear skies and the appearance of a beautiful sunlit day bring smiles and vibrant feelings to the faces of the two young ladies. The captain of this 947 begins speaking over the intercom system. This is your captain speaking. We are now over the city of Salvador de Bahia. Temperatures in the mid-80s and expected to be the same all weekend. We'll be arriving at the airport in approximately 10 minutes. Observe the seatbelt sign at this time. On behalf of Carrig Brazilian Airlines, I'd like to wish all of you an exciting stay in Bahia. The women begin fastening their seatbelts as a flight attendant takes away empty glasses and trays. Alma is excited to be back in Bahia.
You're going to love Bahia, Tari. And with this beautiful weather, well, I just think we ought to sightsee a little bit before we get to the serious stuff.
Tari smiles in agreement.
Sure, I'm in no hurry to get right on it. But I do need to be back in 3 weeks. You can stay and finish. Tonight I'll take you to a place where Zambi likes to relax. There's great food and exciting music, Alma said.
Sounds good. I hope I'll get a chance to meet him this evening. Does he know I'm Pata's sister?
Alma is amused. I believe so, but I'm not sure. Are you gonna tell him?
Why not? You think he'll be open if he knows?
Don't worry, Tari. If he likes you, he'll be open. But be careful, girl. They say he has a way with women, and you may wind up being his next prey.
You forget who you're talking to, girlfriend. He might just wind up being my next prey. I'll be countering his every move.
Alma is impressed. I'm scared of you. Look out, Bahia. Here comes Tari.
The two friends laugh and then turn to check out more of the sights of their descent over Salvador. Some local Brazilian music is being played over the intercom system as the ladies point to the Bay of All Saints and other sights coming into view. That evening, Tari and Alma decide to have dinner at the Casa da Hamboa, a popular restaurant in Salvador. Just before dinner, Tari is enjoying a local drink while Alma goes to place special orders for their meal. Tari is wearing a local Bahian dress, which allows her shoulders to be exposed, revealing her smooth brown skin. She's looking especially attractive and vibrant this evening, quietly observing the sights, sounds, and people in this beautifully decorated club and restaurant setting. Samba music is being played by a live band, and people are dancing. Alma returns and takes her seat. A waiter then comes by and places a bowl of fruit and 2 orders of crab meat on the table. Tari is inspecting the food. What's all this? And what's in those shells?
It's called casquinha de siri, crab in a shell. Taste it, Tari, it's great. This is going to be our appetizer. I ordered more drinks, too. Oh, I made a phone call and got hold of Zambi. He'll be here shortly, said Alma.
Who was that guy you were talking with so long? Tari asked.
That was one of the local Don Juans laying his Brazilian rap on me. I just love the way they talk. I mean, it's so romantic.
Well, I can see you're in trouble already. I think I've been asked to dance maybe 5 times since you left, but girl, I've just been sipping my drink and enjoying the atmosphere.
Alma is smiling and looking around. That's the way they are, girl. Want to get to know ya, especially if you're new in town and from the States.
You think they have a male shortage down here? Tari inquires.
I don't think so, and let me tell you, if it gets any worse back home, I'm moving down here. The economic situation has improved over the past couple of years, and some of these brothers are doing a lot better.
They know how to survive, that's for sure. Zambi enters the club and begins moving through a crowd of friends, well-wishers, and local fans. He's casually dressed in Western attire and sports the look of a suave playboy. The lively polyrhythmic music is pulsating, and a young, voluptuous woman pulls Zambi onto the dance floor. As they begin to dance, some of the people on the floor move aside to watch their local hero do his thing. Zambi is no novice. He's an excellent dancer and appears not to miss a beat. His hands move around the body of his lovely partner, turning and driving her to greater rhythmic expression. She enjoys every movement. The crowd enjoys his performance as they clap, sing, and issue calls of encouragement in Portuguese to get down. Tari stands up while sipping her drink to get a better view of Zambi on the dance floor. She's impressed with his presence in the club. When the song ends, someone whispers in Zambi's ear and points in the direction of Tari and Alma's table. Zambi receives more hugs and kisses and then begins to walk toward the ladies' table. They are both watching him make his way through the crowd. Alma whispers to Tari, "Here he comes." Tari nods. "I see." An important encounter will take place for both Tari and Zambi. He flashes his famous Brazilian smile. "Good evening, ladies. Alma, it's nice to see you again." He turns to Tari. "And you are?" Tari smiles and is professional. "My name is Niferet Tari, and I'm the publisher of Fortune and Fame magazine." "Have a seat, Zambi. We have a lot to talk about, but I'd just like to set some dates tonight," Alma said. Zambi is in agreement while he casually observes Tari. "Sure. My schedule is not so bad. I think we can work something out." Tari is observing her reaction to Zambi, how he speaks, his smiles, his gestures. She is beginning to feel the same sensation she felt the night he defeated Ptah. This is a strange feeling, but she struggles to stay focused on the business at hand. "We'd like to be able to complete the story in 2 to 3 weeks, Zambi. You think that would be possible?" "Ah, that's no time. You Americans always like to work fast, don't you?" Zambi said. Just then a gentleman comes to the table and asks Alma to dance. She accepts, knowing Tari will develop the agenda. Tari smiles and reveals her pretty white teeth between the fullness of her sensuous lips. Zambi is observing her very closely. "We have deadlines to meet with our advertisers, and we've promised our readers an in-depth story of one of the world's greatest martial artists. We don't want to disappoint them now, do we, Zambi?" Zambi listens attentively to this smooth-talking executive. She's a professional and a strong-willed woman. Zambi feels this in their first encounter and is captivated. "No, we certainly don't want to disappoint your readers, Neferet Tari. Did I say that right?" said Zambi. "Yes, that's fine. But the short version of my name is Tari. My friends and associates call me that." Zambi is delighted. "Tari, I like that. So you are the publisher of this wonderful magazine, huh?" Tari gives him a deep Dogon stare to let him know where things stand. "Yes, I'm the publisher and owner of Fortune and Fame. I'm also Ptah's sister. Will that be a problem?" Zambi is pleasantly amused. This will be a challenge. "No, that won't be a problem. In fact, it might be interesting." Tari is curious about that remark. "Yeah, how so?" "That's something we both might discover in time," said Zambi. Now you're beginning to sound like my mother," Tari said. The band begins to play a slow, melodic Brazilian tune. It's a sensual, romantic melody, one of Zambi's favorites. He begins to sing the words to the musical rendition, singing it to Tari. This was an unexpected maneuver that caught Tari off guard. She begins to think that this Zambi is talented and clever. It's a beautiful moment. The atmosphere is exciting, and so is Zambi. He extends his hand, inviting Tari to dance with him. She is now hesitant and unsure of herself, but Zambi is eager to hold her in his arms on the dance floor. "Please, I would be honored," he tells her. Tari is blushing like a young schoolgirl, but is not resisting. I haven't learned how to do this kind of dance yet. Zambi leads her onto the dance floor. Don't worry, I'll teach you. While you are here, I'll teach you everything about our way of life. Zambi is careful not to get too close on their first dance. He definitely doesn't want to scare her away. He demonstrates their way of slow dancing and gently leads her through the motions. After this song, the band plays a lively samba tune. Tari starts to walk off the dance floor, but Zambi playfully encourages her to stay and learn the samba. Alma is on the floor and tells Tari to check it out. Zambi begins the dance lesson, showing Tari the basic moves. Not being a novice at dancing, in fact, she likes to dance, and thoroughly enjoying the Brazilian sounds, Tari mimics his moves, shaking her sexy body to the beat. Zambi observes her moves and at one point pulls a handkerchief out to wipe the sweat off his forehead. As Tari gets more and more into the groove, her body flows with the rhythm, and Zambi becomes intoxicated with her. A local female singer takes the microphone and begins to sing Amor em Paz, Once I Loved. Zambi looks at Tari and begins to lead her into another slow dance. He holds her tighter this time, but is careful to check her response. She's a delicate flower, and he likes her scent, her lips, her sparkling eyes. Zambi touches her bare arms lightly to feel her skin. It's smooth like a baby's bottom, and he's electrified, as long as he doesn't go too far. Tari is allowing him to caress her on the dance floor. She's enjoying it, and likes his gentle touch. Later that evening, after dinner, Zambi invites Tari to take a stroll through the streets of Salvador. It's a full moon tonight, and it's still early, as many people take in the beautiful sights and sounds of Bahia. Zambi and Tari are stopped by two young boys selling red roses. Zambi overpays the boys for 3 roses, and they are very delighted. Zambi takes 1 rose and places it in Tari's hair. He then gives her the other 2 roses to carry. Tari smells the roses and strikes a pleasant smile. Thank you, Zambi. These are beautiful roses. Zambi bows slightly and kisses the back of her free hand. It's my pleasure. These are pretty roses for a beautiful and charming African-American lady. This is Zambi's turf when he's in town. And as they walk the streets of Salvador, many people pay their respect to the champ, offer free services, drinks, food, etc. As Zambi and Tari walk by an open-air club, the band begins to play the song of Sango. Zambi stops and begins to listen to the words of the lead male singer, who has a strong, deep baritone voice. Many of the people in attendance are standing and moving to the dynamic African beat. The song is paying homage to Sango, the god of thunder and lightning, the master of strategy and tactics. It is an African song and call and response. On this clear, hot summer night, the drums are sounding like thunder from the heavens. The lead singer is passionate and has moved into a spiritual trance. Zambi and Tari move in closer to take part in the cult of Sango. Before Zambi can explain to Tari what is happening, he begins to take part in the call and response, singing and dancing in the ceremony of the Orisha, Sango. Tari is accustomed to African traditions, and so she also begins to participate freely in the event. After the song is over, Zambi seems more alive and is very happy as he takes Tari's hand. Come, I want to show you something. In just a short distance away, Zambi and Tari reach the beach area. They take their shoes off and begin walking in the white sands leading to the shoreline. The moon is hanging like a huge lantern in the sky. The waves are hitting the shoreline in soft, gentle splashes. Tari is spinning around carefree at the edge of the shoreline, enjoying the calm and refreshing breezes from the bay. She's holding her dress up a little above her knees as she wades in the water. It's been a long time since I've walked along a beach on a beautiful night like this. It's paradise.
What's the name of this place? It's called Mermaid Beach. I'm glad you like it here, Tari. There's much beauty in Bahia. Tomorrow, I will take you to another place in the mountains, Zambi said. Oh, good. You're going to give us a sightseeing tour before we get started with the work, Tari said. Zambi moved closer to Tari. No, I plan to show you around first. Zambi clearly wants to make a move on Tari. It appears that they are both on the verge of something new. Tari is beginning to feel uneasy and sensing what may happen next. Maybe we'd better go back now. It's getting a little late and I've had a long day. Zambi has a serious romantic stare on his face. I like your hairstyle. It's very African. There's a lot of African culture in Bahia. Tari wants to focus on something else. Alma says you like riding horses. Maybe... Zambi moves in closer and puts his arms around her. Tari turns her head to the side as he gently massages her upper back. Small beads of sweat are on Tari's forehead, and her lips are full and shining in the moonlight. She is slightly nervous and does not want this to happen, at least not this quickly. Zambi is burning with desire and attempts to kiss her. Tari pulls away. No, I think we should go now. Zambi understands and backs off. There will be another day. He knows that he moved too fast on Tari, that he needs to take his time with this American beauty. He also knows that there is a strong connection between them, that Tari is feeling something for him. So he's not disappointed, and he takes her hand and changes the mood. I'm sorry for my behavior, but I like you. Come, let's run a little in the water, Tari. Tari accepts his brief apology. It's okay, but you gotta learn to take your time, man. I don't normally get all mushy on a first date, nor do I like mixing business with pleasure. Do you understand, Mr. Zambi? Nod your head like this if you do. Tari nods her head in a yes manner, and Zambi does the same. They both laugh deeply, and Zambi is relieved that she is not mad at him. Every inch of his body is speaking to her, and she knows it. Zambi observes the cleavage area of Tari's dress, and noticing, Tari smiles to herself. She even felt a slight throbbing in her breast, and quickly dismissed it. As they look at each other, there is a shared realization that tonight would not be the night, but in time that would change. Zambi knows very well the ways of women, and at this very moment he resolved to wait until she is ready to give herself to him. He could feel the power in her. She is not an ordinary woman. This Tari was very special. Ptah's sister, a Dogon. He desires the fullness of her love, and that could only happen if she gives it freely and with a committed heart. They then begin to walk slowly in the water, to the sound of gentle waves kissing the shoreline. Zambi is still slightly persistent. May I hold your hand while we walk, Miss Tari? Yes, you may hold my hand, Mr. Zambi, Tari said politely.